Most of the research we do involves volunteers from the general public who have agreed to take part in experiments that we run here. So they come into the centre. We have them set up in a psychology laboratory, which is essentially sitting at a computer screen. We show them words, we show them pictures, we ask them to try and remember what they've seen or push a button as quickly as possible to make a decision about what they've seen to solve a problem. And then we look at the patterns of their abilities on the different kinds of tests. This varies across age, and so we're interested in looking at people who are young adults in their early 20s, people who are middle age, and also people who are getting towards retirement or post-retirement. Another way in which we've been collecting our data for the experiments has been using the internet, and this is collaboration initially with the BBC, where the BBC approached us to set up a variety of tests to run on the BBC Science website. These were set up a number of years ago, and they're available now still for people to run in their own homes and their own computers. This is a series of tests of mental ability as a demonstration of how we might test cognitive abilities, but also it's a way of collecting information about cognitive ability in people across different ages. And over several years of these tests being available, something like 500,000 people have done these tests. And from this, we've been able to gather a lot of information about how different cognitive functions change across age. And on the screen behind me, what you can see is the different kinds of changes that occur. So this top green line here is showing across different ages, between age 18 and age 74 here, people's ability with remembering words, remembering numbers, verbal abilities. And you can see that that's actually pretty well maintained throughout the age range until people get well into the late 60s, early 70s. Whereas this other line here, with the sort of triangles, those purplish coloured triangles, that refers to people's ability to remember visual patterns. And what you can see is that it peaks around age 20 or so, and then there's a drop in the ability in the early 20s, and that drop continues throughout the lifespan. So verbal abilities and visual memory abilities change at very different rates across age. And this is something that we're able to find from the very large number of people that took part in the BBC Science website project that we wouldn't have been able to find very easily with the smaller numbers of people that are willing to come into the laboratory here. What we've been trying to do is to use the kind of results that we've got, say, from the BBC study, to look at what is preserved in age and what tends to get impaired. And that can help us target the kind of help that people might need in old age. It also helps us target the kinds of abilities that might be specifically affected with various kinds of brain pathologies, such as the various kinds of dementias. What is the effect of, say, chronic depression? What are the effects of stroke and various kinds of other injuries to the brain? We can look at specific kinds of cognitive functions that are affected, and that helps us target the kind of help that might be needed for those people to continue living independently for as long as possible.